Hey everybody, it's me, Bobby Deen, here on Love and Best Dishes with Paula Deen. I'm kind of filling in for my mom today. I've got a really very simple recipe that I think everybody's gonna like. If you like tomatoes, you'll like this recipe. I really like it, and it's just so easy. We're gonna start with, I've got a can of plum tomatoes. Okay, they're peeled and just canned, you know, so no big deal there. They make these, they come in, I use these oftentimes for, well, I'll tell you what, I do a really good 5-bean chili. And I use these in my 5-bean chili. And they come in sort of bigger cans. So you might have to, if you want to scale back on this recipe with the number of people that you're cooking for, you might have to buy 2 and use 1.5 cans, or you might have to just play with it a little bit. But I don't think that they'll go to waste because they're going to be so very good. And something else that's fun for you that are into air frying out there, we're going to use our air fryer to make these. So here we go. I'm just going to start by putting our tomatoes into an oven-safe baking dish. And try to have enough of them that they all sort of touch and don't have a lot of space in the dish. And this is a perfect amount. Who doesn't like tomatoes? Well, don't answer that. I know some people don't. I've got one of my kids, one of my daughters, I buy a package of little Roma tomatoes and bring them home, and she just eats them like raisins. I don't stop her. Okay, so what's going to make these tomatoes good? Butter and cheese, and we're going to use a whole stick of butter. So I'm just going to cut some chunks of butter here and just drop them in. You know what, before I do that though, let me sprinkle a little salt on these tomatoes. These will sometimes come in unsalted too. You can get low sodium variety of these tomatoes. And I think that these might have been unsalted. So I'm going to go ahead and add some salt to them. And then I'm just going to cut some butter and drop it right on top. This is a very simple recipe that's going to be a big hit with your guests and with you. So if you're doing Italian one night, this would be a great little addition. So we want these tomatoes to warm all the way through. So before we add our cheese, all right, which is going to be the topper, is Parmesan cheese. Oof, one of my favorites. We're going to pop this dish into the air fryer, I don't know, for 5 or 10 minutes on about 350, and just get these tomatoes warmed all the way through and get the butter melted and have them nestled in that melted butter down in the bottom. Then we'll come and add our Parmesan cheese and we'll pop them back in the air fryer. So quick break right now while I put them in. Our tomatoes and butter look beautiful. The butter's beginning to bubble and it's definitely melted, and the tomatoes look good. So now we're just going to add our Parmesan cheese to the top. They smell so good already. Wow. There are probably a lot of different ways you could mix this dish up. So if you wanted to add anything to it, add some peppers or some onions or some meat. You know, I love the idea of getting creative. But this recipe is very simple. It's just tomatoes, butter, and Parmesan cheese. Ooh. Yeah, what do they say? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So maybe don't try to get creative with it. Just do this. So we're going to turn our oven up full blast here. Pop it back in for, I don't know, let's check it in about 5 minutes. So we'll be right back. Our tomatoes are out of the air fryer and they look and smell fantastic. Teresa and I were talking about this a little bit, and Eddie too. This would be a great side dish if you made yourself a steak and a nice salad at the house, a baked potato. These tomatoes would be a perfect side dish. They look and smell so good. So I'm just going to take one out here.
So easy.
So simple. Look at that beautiful, oh my gosh, look at that. That beautiful plum tomato. I'm just going to take one and try it. Butter, oof. Surely is good. Oh boy, look at that. Hope I don't burn myself right here on camera in front of y'all.
Be careful. I always like that little surprise look at the very end. It's kind of like, you know it's going to be good, but then you automatically go, wow.
Better than I expected. Even though I love tomatoes, butter is perfect.
But you could
And
put
cheese
like
is great.
Italian seasoning on that. You could do garlic. You could put all kinds of things on them.
I wouldn't do anything to this. I wouldn't change that at all.
Nice.
It's fantastic. You'll love it. That's a lot of butter, I know, but look, the butter is you're not gonna eat all the butter. And unless you use a straw and suck it out, you're just not gonna eat all the butter. These tomatoes are, oh my gosh, are they wonderful. So the trick here was we put the tomatoes into the baking dish and put the butter on top, and we put it in the air fryer, and we let them cook for about 10, maybe 15 minutes at 350 until the butter began to sort of percolate and boil and the tomatoes got nice and warm and soft all the way through. Then we came back, opened it up, and added the cheese and popped it back in the air fryer for a few minutes. And oh my gosh, what a great side dish. It's so good. So enjoy. All right. Don't mind if I do.
Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.